everybody, and welcome to, well, it's one of two kinds of Let's Look Ats that I do. You know, I usually do Let's Look Ats of games that are like coming out or have come out on a major distribution platform like Steam. This is the other side of things, games that are on Kickstarter or on Greenlight. And this is one that launched on Kickstarter about 3 weeks ago called A Hat in Time. And I was kind of immediately drawn to it because it reminds me of a lot of the games that I played when I was younger. You know, I was around 9 to 14 years old during the N64 era. And this is very much reminiscent and explicitly designed to be reminiscent of N64 Collectathon 3D platformers. You know, the golden age of 3D platformers, in my opinion, at least. You know, coming from that generation. I'm a little bit biased, but, you know, games like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario 64. This is currently on Kickstarter, and the worth noting is that they actually, I believe they asked for $30,000 or $40,000, and as of the time of this recording, they're already at $134,000, but there are some really cool stretch goals, and really cool kind of pledge tiers that you can get yourself into if you want to check out this game for yourself a little bit later. But as of right now, I am, as far as I know, the only pseudo press with a build, so I'm going to do my damnedest to show this off as best as I possibly can. Let's start with Say Hi to Mafia Town, because that is all that is available in this build. It's going to be pretty short, which is why I'm doing a lead-in here. In fact, you can actually see my name up here on the build, so I guess if I totally fuck around and distribute it, they will know that I'd made the mistake and leaked it, I guess. Little intimidating, but anyway, let's get started. I believe Down with the Mafia represents the act that we're in, and Say Hi to Mafia Town is like the chapter, so I believe it will be divided into like an act plus chapter type situation, and the Subcon Forest will be like the second act. But anyway, those don't exist yet, but they will, you know, once the Kickstarter campaign ends and they can finish their development a little bit further. So it's worth noting, first off, right off the bat, maybe I'll give these guys a chance to talk. There is not voice acting in a traditional way. There is kind of like mumbling, as in a game like Banjo-Kazooie, you know, like you know, if you've played rare 3D games, you probably understand what I'm talking about there. Apologies, just had to move my microphone quickly. Hopefully you can still hear me. So, the first thing you're probably going to notice is that this game is, what A, looks unique, and B, looks beautiful while still being, like, reminiscent very much, and I apologize for using that word so often, of those N64 platformers. You might be looking at this right now and thinking, like, this looks, you know, like a GameCube era game. I would definitely disagree with you. This has some seriously high-quality 2D graphics, or 2D textures, I should say, as well as 3D models associated with it, as you can see. Anyway, welcome to A Hat in Time prototype. This game is a collectathon platformer, which means you've left goodies all over the level. Explore a little, talk to people, or breeze through it if you're impatient. What I will admit is that, you know, in this prototype, things are a little bit barren. But apart from that, there should still be enough stuff for us to do, just showing off the world here. The only complaint that I have about this game so far, in its current state, and that's not to say I don't have other problems with it, but, you know, it's too early to levy them as fair criticisms. The camera is sometimes real wonky, so I apologize if it kind of whips around a little bit. That's partly of my own fault, in all likelihood, but it's also partly the game's issue. So what I wanted to stress with the graphics of the game and the visuals is that I really think it does a good job of A, looking modern, like taking advantage of the increased technology that we have, but B, still definitely harkening back to those like really colorful and cartoony worlds that were kind of representative of games from an earlier generation, shall we say. So we are playing as this character right here. As of right now, there's not really much of a backstory associated with this. I should mention that I'm playing this on the Xbox 360 controller, but there are PC controls built into this build as well. In terms of our abilities, we can walk around. We can also do a little crouch, as you can see. Kind of like a crawl, which I don't know if that's going to be used for stealth sections or something like that. We have a double jump, as mentioned, and we also have a dive move, and I'm going to do this in such a way that I don't kill myself in all hopefulness. So we can, like, double jump, and then right trigger will allow us to, like, dive through the air. It gives us a little extra speed and distance, but it also causes us to drop faster, I believe. Anyway, let's get up here and start collecting, because really all there is to do, there's about 2 tasks that I would say really exist in this mode, or in this current build. One of them is just going to be to collect these dots that you can see here. Oh, we have some kind of set piece here, which may demonstrate a puzzle. This is the puzzle that seems to exist in the game. On my first run through the demo, was not able to beat it, but after you beat the demo, it shows you how to do it in kind of like a trailer that happens afterwards. So let me just go over here. I think there's some more bulbs to collect, which is what I'm going to call them for now. And I can only assume that at some point, you know, in true Banjo-Kazooie style, these will be used to either unlock... Oh, that was a silly mistake. These will be used to either unlock later levels or maybe to buy upgrades from some kind of store or something like that. By the way, all these dudes are like angry mafia men. They're having some kind of sweet rap concert going on here. Pretty good rapper. Yo-yo. Yeah, what can I say? You don't need anything else as long as you've got the yo-yo. It's pretty much the heart and soul of rap music right there. Obviously, I'm being facetious. Okay. Careful as you fall into the river here. You can indeed swim, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to get out of here. No, okay. Unfortunately, I've got myself trapped down here. Let's just come through here briefly, and then we will hopefully not get trapped in the cloud of smoke. And actually, there are some bulbs down here, so this might not have been the worst idea. So let's climb back up here, and now we should be able to start collecting. So again, camera, kind of a gripe. What really kind of gets me about it is the fact that it's got like an inverted X-axis and Y-axis, so you have to hit up on the right analog stick to make the camera go down, and you have to hit left to make it rotate right, which is not, or, you know, it just feels a little weird for me, but I know different people have different preferences there. All right, where is that? We have 6 seconds to get from there to here. I actually did not do this on my first time through. I wonder if I can, oh, okay, I think I can do this again. That's gonna close. But let's try this. I wonder if there's some kind of special upgrade in there. There is a way to end the demo basically really, really quickly, but I don't want to do it just yet because I think that would be a silly mistake to not explore the world a little bit. We could basically end the demo in like 20 seconds if we wanted to. Now just be cool here. Hey, we actually managed to make it that time. What is this? You got an electro pin. Just holding it sends a tingling jolt through your body. You need to collect 10 to be able to equip it. Interesting. All right, I've never gotten one of those before, so that's something that I am completely inadequate to talk about. Or, well, that makes it seem like I'm being a little down on myself. But let's talk to this dude. What does he have to say? Mafia think there is a way to get to item, but Mafia no time to search if Mafia need to stare at pretty item. It's true. I don't appreciate the game's stereotyping of the Mafia as complete blithering idiots, but anyway, I'm actually, of course, joking about that as well. Let's pick up some more of these. The blue bulbs are worth 10 versus the red ones, which are obviously just worth 1 individually. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably a safe bet to say that there's maybe 100 of them on the level. So we're not anywhere near getting all of the ones that we need, and in all likelihood, we will never get all of the 100 ones, at least over the course of this video. Let's see if we can line up with this ladder effectively. Sometimes this can be a little tricky in the current build as well, but then what I appreciate about this game, doesn't waste your time on ladders, man. You get on a ladder, you really scurry up that, and that is something that I appreciate, you know, a way to slide down ladders and a way to get up them quickly. Underrated aspect of a lot of games. There's another bulb for us. Fantastic. All right, so we're back up in around this puzzle here, or are we? What I like about this game is that it really captures the spirit of the old collectathon games. Oh my god, I think I fell off the edge again. Look at this girl, look how small and incapable of platforming she is. She doesn't look like she's with the Mafia. Smooth and astute moves there. She probably doesn't even know she can crouch using right trigger in midair to do a dive move. Hash will probably fall into the river. Well, okay. I guess they were technically right there. But we're back up here. Let's see if we can get back to that puzzle, because I think I know how it's solved now. But what I was going to say is I really like how it captures the spirit of kind of exploring the worlds in the same kind of way that you had in games, again, like Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64. Like, when you first get into the world, it's not like a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater where you know, like, exactly where to go to get the skate objectives or something like that. Instead, you're kind of making your way and figuring it out for yourself, which is really neat. And I can't stress enough, music and other aesthetic elements like the graphics are absolutely beautiful. By the way, the next stretch goal that these guys are going for is the, I think it's $150,000, and at $150,000, they're going to commission Grant Kirkhope to actually do a track in the game. If you're not familiar with who that is, he was the sound designer or composer for the music in Banjo-Kazooie and maybe a couple of other rare games, but definitely Banjo-Kazooie, so that's a totally cool stretch goal. So I want to see what this does. I think it brings the meat in front of the bridge, but I don't understand what we're supposed to do after that. Maybe we get on top of it and we can climb it? Ah, okay, so this is a much easier puzzle than I had originally considered. Now just don't... Oh, God, what have I done? I guess we have to be a little bit faster on that. A lot of these objectives are timed. This is the first time I've done this one. So you're going to pop back down here. I'm going to jump on top of you. Then we're going to fly up to the surface together. Maybe we have to stand on the other side? No? Okay. And then I'm quickly going to manipulate the camera and land inside of the bell tower. What do we have here? Oh, another electro pin. Fantastic. And also, if we stand on the edge, there's some seagulls. But I don't know what comes out of this next. Should we, like, jump on the bridge and then it'll, open up a shortcut for us. Okay. Interesting. Never got that before. So our overall objective over the course of this very, very early build, I've never seen this button before, by the way. Man, I missed a lot the first time I played through the demo. There is a wall run, as you might be able to see. I think that's what those footsteps are trying to indicate. But there's definitely like a wall run plus slide that you can do. And there is a little bit of a parkour element as well, which, I mean, is not necessarily new when it comes to platformers. Holy crap, I never even got this hat when I played last time. Because my overall objective is to basically get the umbrella, and when I get an umbrella, that'll allow me to do some more attacking. Actually, I already have it here, which is weird, because I started with just my fists the first time I played through. Maybe it saves your progress. But, yeah, and I finished it quite quickly, as you might expect. It basically just involved me walking backwards when the level started. But as of now, there's actually a lot more to do here, which is great. Maybe we'll have more to talk about over the course of this early build than I thought about. Keep in mind, of course, as you can see in the bottom there, it's a prototype. The game's far from finished, and everything that you see here is subject to change. It's very much early in development. And, you know, like I said, as far as I know, I'm the first person to get a prototype build. So, you know, this is probably the earliest you've seen it outside of a very highly edited and obviously deliberately cut trailer for the Kickstarter campaign. And I think the game holds up well, even in its early state. So there was a pair of binoculars to peer at distant scenery over here. We should be able to double jump up on top of these rocks, I hope. Or are we going to have to actually get to like the top of the level? Nope, we can just do some creative platforming there. Alright, I have no idea what these do. You got a Thor's cap. It smells like oil. Why does a cap need goggles? Maybe we... Oh, now we can wear that instead. And perhaps use that to accomplish some kind of special objective. Maybe that gives us some kind of special attribute, like picking up a new power in Kirby or something. What does this sign say? Mafia of Cooks, #1 at everything. The hottest HD Mafia cooks on YouTube. Let's do a little bit more exploring here. This is the first time I've gotten a hat, like I said. By the way, it's neat to mention this, but they actually do have a TF2 hat modeler on their development team. So I guess he got started like selling hats through the Steam marketplace. And now I'm not sure if it's his full-time job, but he's employed at the studio, kind of doing modeling work on a game called A Hat in Time, which is just kind of an interesting tidbit, I would say. So I've never been down here before, and obviously I guess I'm not supposed to because the area just kind of dies in the juice bar. But let's see what's going on down here. Let's try not to fall into the river. And we can pick these barrels up, but I don't know what they actually do. I'm not sure if we have to do any like puzzle platforming with them at any point. At this point, why don't I take a look for the exit of the level, which is actually going to involve kind of a little miniature quest of its own. So I'm just trying to remember where I have to go for that. Don't fall in the river, you... Oh, big ding-dong. Makes it a little difficult to get out sometimes, but that's okay. Yeah, like I said, there is like an underwater element to this game as well. You can totally... like, go underwater. I'm not sure if there's any collectibles there, but it's definitely not like a Grand Theft Auto situation where if you fall in the water, you die. Or if you fall in the water and you stay in the water, you die. There's a lot of collectibles up here. Let's see if we can get those. Oh, we have to do, like, now it's Tony Hawk style. We have to do some grinding up there, and I totally fucked that up miserably. Let's walk back through this way, because I've never seen this before. Good lord. This is a cave of despair. I don't know what happens if we jump into this. Hopefully good things. It's the fountain from Dota. No, we actually can't go into it. It teleported us across the map. Okay. Now let me see if I can get to this quest that will allow us to end the mission. And also, it has like a Mario 64 vibe to it because you're chasing down, he's not a Koopa, but a dude who will give you a special ability. So let's climb up here, and then we'll climb up here. And once we actually find out where we're supposed to be going, or maybe as we're trying to find out where we're supposed to be going here, I'll talk a little bit about the Kickstarter and the Greenlight Campaign because both of those are going on concurrently. Oh, I can just slide down the sides here. This is way easier. So yeah, the game is currently on Kickstarter. It has been, you know, pledged with reckless abandon, and I think it's a very good thing, because I can definitely understand how a game like this would require a lot more money than might be expected. Oh, hopefully they fix that camera issue. And also I fixed my own inability to jump, but yes, it's been pledged with reckless abandon. It's already like triple what they originally set out for, but their stretch goals are really unique. Like I mentioned, at 150,000, they're going to be able to get that Grant Kirkhope track in there, which is probably the most meaningful stretch goal I think that still exists. There's also a new game plus mode at 180,000. $15 gets you access to the game, like a digital version of the game once it actually releases, which is pretty standard for Kickstarter tiers. $17 previously got you like pre-order access as well as a special hat, but I believe that is restricted to the $40 tier now that all of the hats have kind of been sold out of that $17 edition. And then it's like $40 also gets you alpha or beta access, so you get in the game a little bit early, and then $60 as far as I can recall. And you know, check the Kickstarter page, which will have a link in the video description to check that out for yourself. But $60 gets alpha and beta access, so you know you get into the game again a little bit earlier than everybody else. I know a lot of people find it distasteful when alpha access or beta access is offered at a premium, but I understand the reasoning behind it, and I don't think it's necessarily distasteful, but you know, I know judging from like the Planetary Annihilation stuff, a lot of people kind of get pissed off when they feel like they're being charged extra to be beta testers. But anyway, that's your own personal issue to deal with if you're considering pledging. So I think this is the right way to go here. And there's also a Greenlight Campaign, which I will link to in the video description below. Definitely, as always, I encourage you, if you like what you see in any of these games that I play, vote for the games on Greenlight, because it really does make a big difference in the game's chances for success on a commercial level, as well as even a critical level to get some coverage from more mainstream press. But anyway, let's go backwards here. I believe this is where I'm supposed to be going if I want to get this final objective here. Although the dude might not actually be here anymore, because I already have the umbrella, but I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyway, if you don't understand what I'm saying right now, never fear. I think the umbrella is still there, so we should have to catch him. Whoa, I did not know you could actually bounce on this. So let's try to continue going up here. I imagine at some point there will be like a collectible up there. But for now, we're just going to get this umbrella, which will indeed trigger this instance where this weird man is probably going to come down from space and take this umbrella away from us. It has a very like absurd cartoony vibe to it, which I like as well. So let's wait for him to come in. Even those like hot air balloons look very reminiscent of Diddy Kong Racing. So let's see, this old man with the third eye is taking us up to space here. Ha ha ha. Oh, what's this? I found an umbrella. Yeah, with a girl attached to it, asshole. This thing is so weird. How does it work, I wonder? And look how far up we are. Everything is so tiny up here. It's so funny. Ha 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 ha. And then he has just dropped us. And as we fall back to Earth and the umbrella tumbles back to Earth, we will have to chase him down to get this back. So hey kid with the hat, let's play a game. Catch me and I'll give back your umbrella. Alright, so we're going to follow him throughout the world here. I don't actually believe, not to spoil it, but I don't believe that there is any way that we can catch this dude. I think what we have to do instead is just follow him, and he leads us to kind of an instance where we can learn about combat. He should be over here. Oh god, what have I done? I've fallen in the water again, but it's okay. I'm not actually sure if there's an in-game map or something. There he is. It would be beneficial for me if there was, because I have very poor spatial navigation skills in 3 dimensions. Oh, it's here, okay. Arg, somebody stomp on these poopy heads already. Let me go. So now we are learning about combat, and this will trigger the end of the demo once we succeed here. So now we're learning about combat, because it's not just an exploratory game. There is also some combat involved as well, as we kind of moonwalk throughout the air over there and learn how to do things. So we can press X on the Xbox 360 controller to attack with the umbrella. This is going to allow us to do some fairly light comboing here. But some of these enemies, oh, as you will see in a second, I guess it's like Sonic. When we get hit, we lose our beads. But you have to jump on enemies if they have too high of defense to be just killed from hitting them. So there is like a kind of almost Aladdin, Genesis, or Super Nintendo kind of style combat going on here, I suppose, where you can both jump or attack in hand-to-hand combat. So this, once we pick up this hourglass, should trigger the end of the demo. And this was actually a more exhaustive look than I even got when I played it off camera, because we managed to find some, I don't know if they're secrets, but find some stuff that I did not find the first time I played through the game. So this should trigger, like, basically the trailer for the game, which will run here. I have no control over this, so just enjoy this as kind of some background footage while I again mention, check the video description to pledge to the game on Kickstarter or vote for it on Steam Greenlight. Again, voting for it on Steam Greenlight at the very least is a smart decision, because I would love to see this game on Steam and encourage more games like this in the future. That's what I meant by the trailer showing me how to solve that puzzle, by the way. I'm going to talk over this. But yeah, if you want to vote for it or if you want to pledge to it on Kickstarter, the link will be in the video description below as well. I think it would be super cool if it got to $150,000 so that Grant Kirkhope track could be in there. But even still, the music does sound very reminiscent of those N64 classics as well, and the gameplay itself is very similar to those. So if you're interested in games like this, I encourage you to go basically pre-order it on Kickstarter for $15 if you are interested, or even one of the higher tiers to get beta or alpha access. But as always, thanks to the developers for giving me access here. I hope you enjoyed this look at A Hat in Time, and again, links are in the video description if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.